Hi, I'm Dr. Lisabeth Saunders Medlock from Life by Design Coaching, and this is your life coaching tip of the week for September 26, 2011. Today I'm going to be talking about a book that I recommend that everyone read. I think it's a wonderful book called The 5 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. He wrote a book in 1997 that many of you may have read called The 4 Agreements, but recently he wrote a book with his son where he added a 5th agreement. This book is wonderful. If you can live by these 5 agreements, I mean, we would all be golden, because they're very simple, but they're very powerful in their impact in our lives. So these are what the 5 agreements are. The first agreement is to be true to your word, to speak with integrity. And what he means by that is to always speak your mind and say what you mean. And to be careful with how you use your words. And don't use your words for gossip, for lies. Really use your words in truth and in love and in honesty. So be impeccable with your words, speak with integrity is the first agreement that he says to do all the time. The second thing that he says to do is to don't take anything at all personally. What he reminds us is that what other people do, what other people say, how other people act is based on their own lives, their own expectations, their own vision for how they want their lives to go, and it has little to do with you. So if you don't take anything personally, it can really free you up from a lot of disappointment and heartache and heartbreak when you realize that people live their lives according to what they want and what they need, and it doesn't have anything to do with you. The third thing is don't make any assumptions. This is a huge one. It's amazing when the clients I work with, when people talk to them, they make assumptions about what they're saying instead of asking for clarification, for what do you mean. People just make assumptions and have a lot of internal dialogue about what that really meant instead of saying, what did you really mean by that? And what he recommends is to not make any assumptions at all. If you're not completely clear about the meaning of something, ask about it. We should be asking a lot of questions when we're in dialogue with other people if we're not making assumptions. The fourth thing is to do your best at all times. And what your best is going to look like is going to change over time, depending on the stage of life you're in, depending on whether you're healthy, just depending on your life circumstances. But no matter what life circumstances you have, do your best while you're in that circumstance. Because if you always strive to do your best and to be the best person that you can be, you're not going to look back and have to live with any guilt or any regret. So that's the 4th agreement. The 5th agreement that he added was to be skeptical, but to learn to listen. And why he added that was the idea that you can't really take anything at face value. He tells us that if we really want to look beyond what people are saying and doing, that we have to really listen to other people with an amount of skepticism, and that we have to look beyond words. That we have to learn how to really listen to what we're saying, but really listen to the meaning behind the words and the words behind the words sometimes. So not take everything at face value, because a lot of things aren't face value, but to learn to have a little bit of skepticism and really look for what's really going on here, what's the real truth behind people's words and actions. So those are the 5 agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. He has a whole website on the 5 agreements. There's a lot of information on that website, plus all of his writings, and I recommend that you check it out because I think they're wonderful, simple, but very powerful ways to live your life. This is a life coaching tip of the week. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week.